Hi guys, this is Sarah from sroachbeauty and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys on how you can achieve this clean makeup look. It's a new trend and I'm all for it because this is my look, this is my signature look, and this is just an upgraded version of no makeup look, just that it's a lot more crisp and sharp. And just to get a more crisp look overall, it's good to have a sleek hair and minimal jewelry, so you can just give off that vibe easily. And this tutorial is just based on techniques and just using very minimal products. You don't need a lot of products to achieve this look. It's just a little bit of techniques here and there which I've given throughout this video, so you guys can follow and achieve the same kind of look. And if you want to know more about this look, then please keep on watching. So to achieve a clean base, we need to have a great skin prep underneath so that everything goes on smooth and everything looks good in a long run. So for that, I'm going to first start out with misting my face, and for that I'll be using the Rhythm Lavender Skin Mist. I really like this. It's super calming and it's a great way to prep your skin for moisturizer. For moisturizer, I'm gonna go ahead with Requil Ceramide and Hyaluronic Acid. This is a pretty good moisturizer. It's great for everyday moisture. So I'm just taking a little bit and applying it all over my skin. You need to make sure that you have a great moisturized base. You need to make sure that you moisturize your face really well, whether you are dry skin or oily skin, because whatever you apply on top needs to go on smoothly and needs to sit well, and you need to look youthful in this look. So moisturizer will help you achieve that. Just make sure that with little you have, you go down your neck as well, and even apply moisturizer underneath your eyes, so everything just goes on and glides on smoothly. If you're going out during the day, make sure that you apply good sunscreen, and for that I would recommend Rhythm SPF 50 sunscreen. It has PA++++, it has 4+, means it will give you a lot more protection, and I love the consistency of it. It's gel-like you guys can see, and even though this is gel-like, this is quite moisturizing as well. This is great for both dry and oily skin, and because it's gel type, it just glides on the face so easily and it blends effortlessly, and it leaves no white cast at all. Like you guys can see, there's no white cast absolutely, which is amazing. So while the sunscreen is still settling on my skin, I'm gonna go ahead and use a lip balm. This one's from Sugar. You just have to make sure that your skin is really well moisturized, because makeup just tends to look 1,000 times better when it's on a good moisturized skin. So now to prime my skin, I'm going to use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It's an amazing primer for dry skin types. It's a great glue for your base, and it is extremely hydrating. So love that for me. I'm gonna apply this on the center of my face and slowly fade it out to make sure that your skin looks clean and to make sure that it looks completely even. I'm gonna go ahead with color corrector first. I'm just gonna take a little bit of color corrector and apply this under my eyes. Just gonna make sure that wherever the dark circles and hyperpigmentation, I just color correct it a bit so that it doesn't turn out gray, and makeup just looks fresher throughout the day. So I'm just taking this and applying this wherever there's a little bit of darkness. Usually for us it's in the mouth area or under the eyes, sometimes even forehead. So just make sure that you apply color corrector. So how I apply my color corrector is I apply it very close to my tear duct. That is where the most darkness is, that is where it's more intense. You don't need it everywhere, you just need it where it's intense, and then slowly just fade it out. So I'm just taking this right here and blending this out like that, so that my concealer looks great throughout the day and none of the face part looks dark or ashy, I mean, sorry. After correcting my face, I'm gonna go ahead with K-Beauty foundation in 130 YM. I'm just gonna take a little bit on back of my hand, just gonna warm it up a bit. And the technique here I'm gonna use is I'm just gonna take a little bit on my finger and I'll be applying this on the centers of my face alone. I'm rarely applying it towards the side of my face because I just don't want a lot of product there, because we have natural shadows and clean look is all about being minimalistic in your application. So I'm just taking it on the centers of my face and then blending it out outside. Like you can see right here that there's a little bit of a natural shade onto my face, and there's no point of applying foundation there and then contour it again. There's just too much layers then. So that is my technique with foundation in terms of getting a very minimalistic, clean, sharp look. Now for concealer, I'm going to be using my favorite concealer, which is MAC Studio Finish Concealer in the shade NC35. I'm just going to take a flat brush like this and apply this right here on my tear duct, near my tear duct, and I'm going to apply one right here. So what this will do is it will lift the face as you blend your concealer out. I'm going to take the same concealer and also apply this here on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose and my mouth area. And I'm going to let this sit for as long as possible. Also the brush I use for this is BH Cosmetics in the number 102. So while the concealer is sitting on my face, I'm going to go ahead and do my brows, and for that I'll be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony. I'm just going to take a spoolie and brush the hair down like that. And the brush I'm using is the Pro Art AB34. It's one of my favorite brushes to fill in my brows. I'll start from the arch. I'll just shape the arch first, then shape the tail as I go in. And I'm just naturally filling in my eyebrows. And with what's remaining on my brush, I'm just gonna apply a little bit here with the least pressure possible to mimic hair-like strokes. And then I'm just gonna take my spoolie again and just brush everything out. This will just blend everything in, and you can see exactly which spots you have to fill in. So I can see just a little bit, it could be a little neater here. So I'm just taking in my dip brow and applying this right here. Okay, I'm gonna prime my eyes next, and for that I'll be using the PAC Spotlight Ready Concealer. I'm just gonna apply a dot on my lids. This really helps eyeshadows to go on smoother. So I'm just taking a bit, and I'm gonna take the same BH Cosmetics brush and just blend this out. And while I'm blending this out, I'm going to make sure that I carve out my brows really well with this, so that it can look as neat and as crisp as possible. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on top. And now it's time to blend the concealer out. For that I'll use my PAC 219 brush, and I'll first start with my mouth area. So the reason I keep my concealer unblended for a long time is because as they sit on the skin unblended, they keep getting thicker, and the thicker the concealer is, it will provide more coverage. So you end up using less concealer and getting the same result that you would by just letting it sit on the skin, which is amazing. And as mentioned before, we want this look to look clean, you know, we want it to look sharp and neat and minimalistic as much as possible. So not using too much creams or powders will definitely help you achieve that. Just using a tapping motion here, like you can see. I'm not trying to, you know, fade this out or anything. I'm just trying to blend this out where exactly I've applied. Now our next step is to just set everything that we have applied in its place, and for that I'll be using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. This is in the shade medium. I absolutely love this compact powder. This is so great to just set everything in its place, and as the name suggests, it's quite airbrush and it's quite flawless, which we love. And the brush I'm going to be using to set with my powder is the Pro Art PF14. This is a great small compact brush to fit in the under eyes. Like you can see the difference the powder has made. It is so significant and it's so great, you guys. I'm just gonna make sure that, you know, I go in these nooks and corners more so that they don't fade out later. We have applied quite a bit of cream on our mouth area, so I'm just gonna make sure that I set all these places, and this brush is really good to get into the nooks and corners, you know. I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and just go over my face with this quite quickly. All the areas that, you know, doesn't really need powdering but just need a little bit to set the cream. Just gonna make sure that I do that with this really fluffy brush from PAC. This is in the number 284. I love this for blush. It's actually a blush brush which I use to set my face with as well. So as you guys saw that I didn't really put a lot of foundation on these areas, you can still see that my face still looks quite defined without any contour or anything. You can see how shaped it looks, you know. So this is what I mean. Just apply a little bit of product where it's actually needed and then just blend everything else out. I didn't need it here, and had I applied foundation and then contour and so much, you know, you have to do. So just keep it simple, just keep it minimalistic. And I love this technique. I absolutely love this technique. You save up so much product and you save a lot of your time as well. Now for bronzer, I'm gonna go ahead with the Hoola Benefit bronzer. Love this, such a staple. And to blend this out, I'm gonna take the Pro Art PF12 brush. Now for blush, I'm gonna go ahead with one of my favorite cream blushes of all time, and this is the Ruby's Organics blush in the shade Deep Rose. Usually it's difficult for cream products to apply on top of powder face, so for that reason I'm using my fingers to blend everything out. And I'm blending this outward and going towards almost my temples to just uplift the face. You can see how this side looks so much lifted with this technique, which is bizarre. I'm taking a super fluffy brush, like you can see. This is from BH Cosmetics in the number 101. I'm gonna go ahead and use the same bronzer to define my eyes. Gonna, start from the outer corner and have a bunch of color there and blend it out further down towards my tear duct. This will give me an absolute seamless contour on my eyes. I usually would prefer a cool tone powder to contour my nose with, but you know, on the days when you are just on the go, you can use a bronzer. And I'm just taking this down from here to here to make it look as uniform as possible. I'm just gonna take my foundation brush again. This is the PAC 265 brush, and I'm just gonna make sure that I just blend everything out so that it can look as seamless as possible. On the days when you want to look defined, you want to look sharp but you don't want to look harsh, and you don't want to use kohl, you can go ahead and use a brown kajal. It's a great way to define everything without making anything look harsh. This is my favorite for everyday wear because, you know, you look subtle, you look quite defined. And I'm just tightening my eyes with it and applying a bit under my eyes as well. And you can see the difference it makes. It just makes your eyes look more feminine, and I just absolutely love it. It's just these little techniques that makes so much difference and brings the best version of clean look. I'm just taking this a bit further down onto my under eyes like that. I'll be taking yet again a flat brush and just blending this out. You can see already it is making so much difference. It's absolutely my best technique to, you know, define my eyes. I'm just gonna take this on my lash line as well. Blend it out with my fingers, you know. You don't want it too obvious. You don't want it to look like it's there. So I'm just applying a bit and blending this out with my finger. I'm just gonna take a smaller fluffy brush and I'm gonna go ahead and use the same Hoola bronzer and just set that well. That's it, you guys. It's as simple as that. If you want, you can just, you know, blend this further with your fingers. Next step would be curling my lashes with Color Bar lash curler. Woo! You can see the difference, man. Can you see the difference, you guys? Now to prime my lashes, I'm going to use the PHYTO brush and just coat my lashes with it. It's going to separate my lashes and just make sure that it looks lengthening and voluminous as possible. But also what it will do is it will make it look very clean and very neat, because it's going to separate the lashes and they're going to make them look even better. So I really like the brush lash primer for that, and I'm gonna let that sit for a while. Until then, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some lip products. Let's see, what do we have here? It was so bright outside, so I just fixed my settings a little bit here and there so that it can look as realistic as possible. And also my camera didn't record my lips part where I was lining my lips, so I'm gonna do it once again. So I use the Nykaa Lips Don't Lie lip liner. Look at how cute it is. This is my second pencil. I absolutely love the way it lines my lips. I love the color of it. I love the tone of it. To achieve a sharp, crisp look, it is essential to line your lips, because it will really make the whole look much better. So that is why I use that. And I also applied a little bit of lipstick, which is from Nykaa So Creme in the shade Wake Up Makeup. I absolutely love this lipstick. This is absolutely my go-to. You can see I've used up so much of this, so I just applied a little bit on my lips like that, and that's it. I also blotted some of it on my tissue, and I really feel like I could layer it up even a bit. So for that, I'm going ahead with Earth Rhythm Tinted Lip Balm. This is in the shade Ladybug. I'm just gonna take a little bit on my fingers and apply this on my lips to get some more youth, to get some more fun onto the look, because I feel like it looks very neutral. It could look a little fun. So I'm just going ahead with that. You can see it's already looking so much better, so much me. Absolutely love this one. Also, the Earth Rhythm Tinted Lippy has SPF of 30. It's a lip balm which is tinted, so this is great to protect your lips and also look, you know, stunning at the same time. Absolutely love this one. Now another technique that I love to use is to carve out my lips, and for that I use the same flat brush from BH Cosmetics, which is in the number 1 or 2. See, I'm just taking a dot here and I'm gonna carve out my lips so it looks better and it looks sharper. I think I took too much on my brush. I feel like there was already there, but I took a little bit extra, but it's okay as long as we blend this out. Coming to the last step of this clean look, we're just gonna apply mascara and we're good to go. And for that I'm going to be using the K Beauty mascara. This is my favorite mascara of all time. I bought this so long back and it's still going on so well, you guys. It's a very good investment. So first I'm just applying this on top lashes like that, and I'm then slowly pushing it towards the side like that to give it more fluttery lashes, to give that effect. Alright, now time for the last step, which is highlighter, and I like to go ahead with the Disguise Cosmetics highlighter. I think this is in the shade Moonlight, I guess so. It's not written anywhere. Yeah, I think this is in the shade Moonlight mostly. I'm just gonna take this and apply this a bit on my cheekbone like that. I'm just gonna take my finger to blend this out. I'm gonna apply this in the inner corner of my eyes, my tear duct I mean, and even apply this right here to just give that a bit highlighting effect. I feel like the eyes could use a little bit more definition, so I'm just gonna take a flat brush and the same compact powder from Charlotte Tilbury and just clean this up, you know. I promise you guys, this is my last step, I promise. But see the difference it's making it look so much cleaner. That's it, you guys. It was very simple to achieve this look. It is heavily dependent on techniques. You can use your favorite products that works for you and just tweak your techniques here and there, and that's pretty much it. If you guys like more such videos, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon on it, and make sure that you follow all my social medias right here. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one.